Hey everyone, it's Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com, DevOps TV here at Does 17 in San Francisco at our broadcast booth. I'm joined by two repeat speakers who have been, actually, Scott, you mentioned this is your fourth Does that you're speaking
This is the
at.
fourth, yes.
And Erica, this is your third.
Yep.
So we have Scott Prugh and Erica Morrison, both with CSG, right?
Correct.
International. And you guys spoke today, and the title of your talk was sort of more culture, more engineering, less duct tape.
Yeah.
I personally think duct tape's a good thing, but not always. But where did this come from?
So 18 months ago, we reorganized around DevOps. We brought the dev teams and the operations teams together. And so last year was a lot about finding our way through that and removing silos and just kind of learning the ops world and ops learning the dev world and starting to evolve, where this year was really more of a let's take this and really grow our organization. Let's take this tech debt that we found, these different things that we're seeing. We've got best practices. We know what they are. We're through kind of this initial form, storm, norm. Let's get to the perform and let's move forward and make our systems better.
So where's the duct tape come in?
Well, so that was really kind of a nod to the traditional problem with the lack of service design components in the construction process. So you build a bunch of DLLs, you give them to operations teams and get them to run them, but they need to be secure, they need to be deployed, they need to be updated, servers need to be patched. And a lot of that is traditionally done almost kind of like duct taping stuff on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we've now been doing a lot more of is investing really in kind of the engineering components to improve the service design and the operations.
Sure.
So that those are things that actually start to happen now up front in the process instead of after you've actually built the service.
Yep. And it was interesting. I was speaking to a gentleman before this interview, and he was talking about how in doing a very similar sort of transformation like this, the morale of the team, I mean, besides all the tangible benefits of, better quality, less bugs, the faster, delivery, it actually, the morale of the team, people wanted to work there where that wasn't necessarily the case earlier. Have you guys seen some of that as you've built some now structure around and, gotten a chance to roll this out?
So we have. So one of the things when you align, at least my view, is when you kind of align accountability and responsibility together, that you let people control their own destiny, so that the teams that now build that software can actually understand and fix it. In the beginning, though, it's hard because you realize that if you do have debt, that now needs to be corrected. So you have to make larger investments up front. And the thing you have to be really careful with, and Erica's talked about this, is not to overwork your people. That's the thing that when you go through this transformation, you realize you start to suck up a lot of your dev capacity. And then your business owners still want the same number of business features, but you have to start dialing back on those things. Otherwise, you kind of crush your people because they're now actually working 24/7,
Yeah.
both development and the operations components.
We're starting to hear, through DevOps.com, obviously I speak to a lot of different organizations, and we're starting to hear some of this burnout, if you will, or, unhappiness with the progress of DevOps. It's not making the team all kumbaya. In fact, some people are, burning out and overworking. And this is the first time I've done an interview, though, where people kind of are acknowledging and saying, as a result of, we know this, and this is what we're doing as a result. Erica, what advice can you give to our people listening out there around that?
Sure. So I think there's definitely a lot of work within the DevOps space, right? You got to identify your time wasters and attack some of those things first. So, if work's not visible, make sure your work is visible and that you're not wasting time managing that. Do you have automated tests, or are you wasting time over and over automating your tests? Source control, continuous integration. Those are foundations that you've got to have in place so that you can move faster in these other areas. If you're starting, larger initiatives and you don't have those foundations, you're just gonna, burn people out. And it doesn't mean that by doing those things that there won't be challenges at time. And we're probably gonna ask people to learn new things, and there's gonna be some surges, but it does pay off down the road.
It does. So, Scott, in your case, 4 years. Erica, in your case, 3 years. Many people who are going to be viewing this video have never had the chance to attend DOES, unfortunately. What can you tell them? What can you tell them? Number one, why they should really try to get to the next does. But number two, what have you seen? Sort of the evolution of does over the time you guys have been presenting.
Yeah, well, I'll start. I mean, the thing here, at least what we've seen is at Does is really a lot of the thought leaders who are really kind of pushing the envelope to really kind of change how operations and development works and partner. They're all here, and it's just really fantastic to meet and talk with people that have the mindset that we can improve things significantly. It takes courage to do that. But the folks who are doing those types of things are here, and it's an exciting time. It's my most favorite conference. I learn more here than anywhere else, and it takes me months to recover from just like all the stuff in my head.
Information overload.
Yeah, of just being like, wow, like these are all.
Could duct tape it.
You could duct tape it, yeah. So
Erica, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say overall, what Scott said. Plus, I think it's really an inspiring time, right? I mean, work can be a grind at times. We get into these things. It's great to take a step back and really focus at a higher level and hearing what people are doing. It's energizing. You can hear that in the hallways when you're listening to people have conversations. It's not even just the speakers. Mm-hmm. It's really about all the interactions. And it's a really great community where everyone's really supportive of one another. And you can see that in people trying to help everyone else.
All right, very cool. So, guys, already planning for next year or too early?
Too early. We'll see if we get invited back. So.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be invited back. You guys do a great job. So, Scott Prugh, Erica Morrison, CSG International, just off the stage here at Does 17. Thanks for joining us. And you know what? Honestly, thanks for putting in a body of work at this point, right? 3-4 years. I mean, they're sharing. I mean, to me, that's kind of what makes Does special is it's that evolutionary story, right? Everyone, if we just took a moment in time, one time from every company, and you don't know how that ends, right? If I spoke to you last year, think about how much more now of a better picture we have this year.
Yeah.
And what a better picture we'll have next year. So you better come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope so.
All right, Scott, Erica, thanks for joining us. This is Alan Schimmel for DevOps TV, DevOps.com at Does.